Hi, this is Gary Furking. I'm at Putters Eastern in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm out on the street looking for tips on team play for the January issue of Pool Synergy. And I found Sandra Freestad, and she's got some good tips on team play. Sandra, how long have you been playing pool?
Hi, Gary. I've been playing pool for about 8 years now, competitively.
When you say competitively, what do you do? What leagues are you in?
I play in about 4 or 5 leagues: Southern Nevada 9 Ball, BCA, ACS, and APA.
How many times have you been captain?
Actually, I've been captain over these last 8 years of playing. I had the fortunate opportunity my first year competitively, which was in 2003. I took my team to TAP Nationals. We won state here in Nevada and went to New Orleans. And then the following year, we won again and went to Louisville, Kentucky. Didn't do so well down there, but it was an absolute wonderful experience to receive a paid trip to play pool.
Well, it's fantastic to make it to nationals in just about any league I can imagine. The reason that I tracked you down is in the August issue of Billiards Digest. I was got my issue in the mail and I was paging through it, and on page 30, I believe, I ran across your picture, and it was actually a bit of a shock to see somebody that I knew and was a local player and so on, and the article is a dedicated squad. So tell us a little bit about this.
We won the ACS 2010 8 Ball Open National Women's Team. And the dedicated squad was this year, we really dedicated our experience to Marielle Calizzo, who was my first team captain. We played, this would have been our 5th year. And about a week before BCA, May 7th, Marielle Calizzo had a stroke. So we were all pretty focused and determined to do our absolute very best on her behalf. She was able to come down and watch one of our opening matches, which just meant so much. And this particular gal has always been an inspiration to me. She has the most beautiful stroke that I've really got to experience and see. And it just really made a difference for her being there for our first few matches. We knew that we had the best team. And, Christina Colkhurst is definitely our rookie of the year. She stepped up and filled Marielle's shoes, which was not an easy thing to do. And I think we all shared that same goal. It was a difficult year for us here in Las Vegas. Julie Nulchak of Q Club also passed away, shortly thereafter. So we were just really focused this year to really play from our heart, from our former teammates that had always played from their heart. So it was a huge victory for us.
That's fantastic. That's a great story. Now, Marielle was the captain of the team?
Marielle was the captain of the team. So obviously with this, I kind of stepped in to fill that spot this year. And I just think we all played tremendously well as a team. Carrie Halverson, who we've played years prior, she came and joined us this year as well. Debbie Aarons is just our huge master player dynamo. And, Rhonda Murray, we just have all been friends for years, and we just really got it done.
Well, that leads me into my next question. How long has this team been formed?
With the exception of a few players, give or take, this would have been our 5th year of competition. So it was very different without Marielle. I haven't competed at any of these national women's events without her. So, again, we were just very dedicated and focused.
So this is a team that's been together for a long time. You know each other. You know each other's game. Do you think that really helped out with your victory?
Absolutely. We play on some of the toughest men's divisions here in Las Vegas. One of them, the 9 Ball Southern Nevada Diamond Division. So we play against some tough men, and we all get along tremendously well, and I think that makes a huge difference. We're friends, we're teammates, we're family, and most importantly, we're competitors. We all have just a tremendous passion for the sport, and that really came together this year. We were all on the same page.
That's fantastic. Now, you also competed in the ACS and 9-ball with this team, correct?
Yes.
How did you do with that?
We placed second, which was a tremendous victory as well. We ended up losing to which is which. I think they're from Illinois, and they're a fantastic team. That's Jessica Federis. We played well, just not well enough.
What do you think are the key ingredients to putting together a championship team?
I know from my own personal experience, I'm a very competitive person. So when I show up for league play and things like that, I guess the bottom line is I surround myself with competitors that are there to win. I'm not there to have fun, I'm there to win. So I would safely agree that all of my teammates play to win.
Okay, and there's certainly we've all seen teams that are the other side. They play to have fun, and I'm of the opinion that if that's what they want to do, that's a team goal. That's fine too. But I tend to agree with you. I'm a competitor as well, and I'm out there to win. Do you practice as a team?
Absolutely. Actually, Debbie Aarons is fantastic. She's our positive leader in a lot of ways. She has tremendous experience over like 20 years, 25 years. So she gave us some articles that we got to read as a team. We got together and practiced once a week. We set up certain shots that Debbie was able to share with us, different ways of getting around the table, 3-ball outs. We really spent some time together. We really did.
Did you just practice amongst yourself and teach each other, or did you bring in any outside help or anything like that?
We all individually, again, are competitors. I know that Christina Colkhurst, who I had just met before this event, worked very hard with Trick 60 and Brad Huffman locally. I had been working with Greg Kuhl, Walter Glass. Rhonda also had worked with Walter Glass. Carrie Halverson is a very seasoned player. She just steps up and is just a tremendous competitor. Debbie Aarons, of course, she's very committed to her game and practiced individually. So I knew that we all individually had really worked on our games. And I would like to say on the record, one of the greatest, I would say, some of the best advice that I received was from Al Lawrence just before this tournament. He's one of the very well-known local players here in town. And when we lost that first match in 8-ball, I realized that we were giving away a lot of 8s. In one set that we lost, we gave up probably 6 or 7 8-balls for the win. That made the difference between winning and losing. And so when we went outside to discuss it a little bit, I said, what did Al Lawrence say? Walk around the block. And we kind of made it a joke. So every time we got to an 8-ball, we walked around the block. We walked around the table and we took our time on that ball. And I think that made a huge difference. And I really thank Al for that light and polite advice.
So what you're saying is even within the event itself, you made some course corrections and figured out what you were doing wrong and moved on to win eventually, right?
Absolutely. And Christina and I still joke about it today. She took it to such heart. I don't care if that 8-ball was straight in the hole or that 9-ball was straight in the hole. She would kind of look at me, walk around the block and bear down and get on that ball and make it. So it was serious but fun. And I think that was a huge difference for us. We knew what we had to do, but we also had fun in the interim.
That's great. If somebody comes to you and asks you for specific tips on what it takes to build a championship team, could you narrow them down to maybe a couple tips, or what would be the best advice that you can give?
I think that the best advice that I could give, kind of leading off of my own experience too, is for me as a captain, I decide what's important, what do I want to attract. I know for me, again, I am into the competition, so I want competitors around me, and there is a difference, as we discussed. So I think as a new captain, you have to kind of decide which way you want to go, and also to have some goals. I think that we all had goals as a team. We all wanted to win the Nationals. We had one year before with a few different players on our team against a men's Division 8-ball. We had won state. So I think it's important to have individual goals as well as team goals and to discuss them. to talk about them.
That's great. And it's having everybody on the same page is obviously huge. So you're very selective with who you even choose to be on the team to start with.
Absolutely. I've played in some Scotch doubles events as well. And again, because I am a competitor and my focus is to be there, present, and to win, I'm very selective with who I play. And there's many different types of pool players in town. And I know the ones that I want to participate with. So I kind of stick to that no matter what.
Well, since you mentioned the Scotch doubles, why don't you talk a little bit about that? Obviously, there's some difference between a larger team, like 5 to 8 players or whatever, with just a doubles team with only one other player. And you've had some success in that area as well in the last year. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that as well?
I've been privileged to play BCA with Randy Kukla, who is another phenomenal player in town. He is a tremendous competitor. And the best we've done 3 years in a row at BCA is 13th. So I think we're retiring from that sport together this year. But he's just a tremendous player, serious player. And that's what I appreciate and want. I'm not there to chatter around the table. I sit there very quietly and focused. And I think that works well. One of my largest achievements, I think, believe it or not, is playing APA Scotch doubles with Amy Insinius. We won a local qualifier here, went to nationals. I believe there were like 98 teams, and we placed 9th. And I know for both of us, it was a tremendous feat because we had to go to 46 balls, came across quite a few teams that had to go to, between 14 and 19. There were about 3 or 4 matches that we held them at 1 or 2 balls to come back for, 2 racks to win. And she is a tremendous competitor, so our personalities really meshed in that way. And I think it's just coming together as partners. And there were circumstances where we wanted to give up, and I would just turn around and say, no way, we can do this, and we did. We won 2 or 3 matches like that. And it was just a phenomenal experience.
A large field of teams and a big accomplishment just to get as far as you did.
Absolutely. I wish the money was a little bit better, but APA is a great tournament, I think, for the money. You definitely have to place top 4, but it's just another goal on my list.
Well, what's on the horizon for you, individually as well as team?
I have some high hopes for our team this year, which is the same team: Carrie, Debbie, Rhonda, Christina, Stacy Alsap. She couldn't play with us at ACS. She's another great female player in town. She won the Dock Hill a couple years ago. So I have some pretty high expectations for us this year at the BCA.
How about yourself as an individual?
I have very high expectations for myself at BCA this year.
Okay, I know that you're also qualified for regionals in APA. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, if I don't have to forfeit out again, I'm looking forward to my 9-ball spot. I think I lost my 8-ball. This 2010 was really challenging personally. I had to forfeit out of quite a few tournaments. So I'm really positive, and it's a new year, and I'm hoping to do well.
I one of those tournaments that you forfeited out of, I knew, or I at least envisioned that you and I would be in the finals, and I was disappointed to see you have to leave. I ended up winning, so you made it a little bit easier on me.
Oh, that would have been a great tournament. But I really do believe everything happens for a reason, and I think that's a really important thing, even in team play as well as individual, is how am I going to respond in the face of adversity? And I think that winning this championship, hopefully there are many more to come, it just makes it that much more sweeter because the journey is tough.
That's a fantastic message. Well, thank you very much. Do you have any last words?
Thank you for this opportunity to talk about this. And again, I just want to thank everybody that knows Marielle and, the Noel Jacks. And I just thank you for your prayers, and I thank you for your support. We've had some local fundraisers for her. She's doing well, and hopefully she'll be shooting again soon.